One of the most common questions that we get asked is, why does the Nexus cost more than the bigger Titan? And it's a very understandable question because on paper, the Titan probably looks like the better scope. It's got a 34mm main tube, it's got a 56mm objective lens, it's got more elevation travel, more clicks per revolution on the turrets, and a bigger magnification range. So why does the Nexus cost more? Well, let's take just a few minutes to go through the differences between these scopes, some of the strengths and weaknesses, and compare them. I guess we can start with the similarities. And if you just take a look at these two scopes quickly, it's pretty clear that they were designed to be used for pretty much the same purpose. They both have a similar magnification range, 5 to 20 times on the Nexus, 5 to 25 on the Titan. They both have very similar exposed tactical turrets with the same features, the same zero stop. They both have illuminated reticles. They're both focused down to pretty low, 15 yards, 10 yards. The main difference, I guess, is that the Nexus is built to be more of an all-purpose lightweight hunting scope. So you can take the Nexus on a lightweight hunting rifle, put the rifle on your back and hike up a mountain, whereas the Titan, just because of that extra size and weight, you probably don't want to be carrying it long distances. Aside from that though, very similar. You're going to be using both of these scopes for PRS matches, for long range shooting. You can shoot off the bench with both of these. You've got similar reticles in both, very much the same. So the size and weight is the big thing. It still doesn't explain the price difference though. Both of these scopes are built to be precision optics for long range shooting. And for that you need certain things. You need a well-built internal erector system and good turrets. You need good glass, you need good reticles, you need a reliable system. And we've achieved these things on both of these scopes, but we've done so in two very different ways. Let's use cars, for example. You need speed. How do you obtain the speed? Well, you can employ hundreds of engineers and physicists and make the car as streamlined as possible, or you can do the American thing and just add a bigger engine. This is kind of the way I'd explain the difference between the thought process that went into the Nexus and the thought process that went into the Titan. One of the main differences is that these two scopes are made in different facilities in different countries. The Nexus is made entirely in Japan and the Titan is made in China. Now there's a common misconception that there are different standards of glass, with Chinese glass near the bottom, then Taiwanese, then Philippines, then Japanese, and then German right at the top. But it's not quite as simple as that. The glass itself, the composition of the glass, is only one factor. The main difference is how good the optical engineering is, how well the lenses are polished, what coatings are used, what combinations of lenses are used. If you order shot glass from Germany, very high-end glass, but you order the wrong combinations of chemical elements in the glass, or if you apply the wrong coatings, or if you have an optical engineer that doesn't design everything or assemble everything properly, it's not going to help. You're actually almost better off having cheap glass from a cheap facility that has a brilliant optical engineer putting everything together, or really good lens coatings. With the Nexus, which is the smaller but more expensive scope, we chose to work with a facility in Japan that has a reputation for being one of the best in the world. I mean, they've got many decades of experience. They've got massive teams of optical engineers that have a reputation for building brilliant scopes. They're actually in a part of Japan that's called the Switzerland of Japan. They're just down the road from Seiko watches. So you have that pedigree there. The end result is that the Nexus gives you that super precise tracking tolerance. The Nexus gives you extremely good optics all the way to the end of the adjustment range, where many scopes start to lose their clarity when you dial really far up or really far down. And it does so without the need for ED glass or a big objective lens, because the optical engineering is so good that you don't get that chromatic aberration and those other artifacts anyway, and you have a brilliant light transmission purely because of the quality of the lens coatings in the optical system. The Titan achieves similar things in a different way. The Titan has more lenses than the Nexus does in order to make more corrections as the light passes through the optical system. The Titan has that 56mm objective lens, which does let in more light initially, and it has those HD lanthanide glass elements which do a fantastic job of removing chromatic aberration. You can just look through both of these scopes to know that the optical system in the scope is very, very good. However, because of those extra lens elements, because of that extra weight in the glass, that the larger objective bowl, the larger 34mm tube to try and get more travel out the system, the end result is that the Titan is a heavier scope and a bigger scope, more bulkier scope. So what you're paying for on the Nexus is that reduced size and that reduced weight, but also the many, many hours of work that the optical engineers and the mechanical engineers went through to try and get the scope small and compact, but still to work at that high level. If you want to shoot long range, lying prone or off a bench, you probably won't mind the extra weight of the Titan. And to be honest, if your scope is near its optical center, in other words, you haven't dialed all the way to the edge of the adjustment range, you will struggle to see a difference between these two scopes. The Titan may actually appear to be better in certain light conditions. However, when you dial these scopes to the top of their adjustment range, right at the edge of the glass, you will see the difference. The Nexus just holds its optical quality and its clarity better at the optical extremes than the Titan does. The Titan is actually capable of more elevation travel than what we advertise on our website. This system is capable, with a 34mm tube, of adjusting closer to 100 MOA, in fact a little bit above, but we limit it to 90 MOA, and we only advertise 90 MOA because anything past 90 MOA, you start to lose that optical clarity and it becomes unusable for most people. I think you'll find that if you look at many competing scopes that are similar design in the same price range, and you may see that they advertise more elevation travel, take a look through them, dial them to the edge of the adjustment range, and you will see that a lot of them are actually pushing what the optical system is capable of, and you don't really want to go there. If you really want to shoot long range with a scope like this, I would really suggest getting a 30 MOA mount or base for your rifle. It's going to give you all the elevation travel you need to go out way past a mile without even getting close to the edge of the adjustment range. In conclusion, you're going to need to make a decision of whether you're happy to, I won't say settle, but choose the scope that is a bit chunkier and has a bit more horsepower, or whether you would like to pay a little bit more for the more refined product that has just slightly more precise manufacturing techniques, more hours put into the engineering, and a little bit more pedigree. The choice is entirely up to you. You can find overviews of all our scopes on our website, element-optics.com, and on our YouTube channel, and many helpful blogs and articles on our website as well that can help you to choose your next rifle scope and to answer some myths about certain features of scopes that have led you to believe things that aren't possibly true. If you have any questions, we would love to answer them. You can email us directly, or you can send us a message on social media. We'll be very happy to help. Thank you for watching.